Harold Lloyd and Safety Last. Da, 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 da. I have no music. I should probably unmute mine. Hey, there's the music. And yeah, if you guys can't hear it, that's because it's coming in through my headphones.
The music is good for this. I don't know if this was like original score for the film or what, but I think it's quite enjoyable. It gets you in the mood.
What kind of mood?
Well, it feels like it is that very
1920s
silent film type music, I guess.
Yeah. It's very 20s, very chipper. Here we go. The boy. He has seen the sunrise for the last time in Great Bend. All right, I'm assuming you guys are watching and probably can read, so I won't go through all of these placards with you.
And this film I love this film opens with, it already begins, and I love the slow burn gag that we have going on here.
And I mean, I 100% was just like, wow, what did he do?
Yes.
What did he do
this film isn't what I thought it was.
No, I thought it was going to, and I honestly, since I'd never seen any Harold Lloyd before, I thought, is that him? Is this a different character? Like, they can't just hang him right in the first minute of the movie.
This is what I think is great. It's this great slow build up. He's behind the bars, and then you see the police officer, then you see the priest, and you're like, oh my god! And then,
the priest.
And then the women disappear. Then suddenly they're behind the bars. Yeah. And you're like, what? What?
Well, I thought, it's a 1920s movie. Maybe they didn't care enough about the reality, but nope, they did it perfectly.
Yes, it's really good. It's a really great gag. It's a slow build. It's just a great slow burn. I love it.
Yeah, good introduction to Harold Lloyd.
Mm-hmm. And
he's cute. It had to come. You know, I had to say something about he's really cute. So I guess going off to the city to make your living, I mean, this is when this all kind of started, when this whole rush to the city was really becoming a big thing, was in the 1920s.
Oh, sure, absolutely. Yeah, we kind of quit being the farmers, and we're going to the city to make our fortunes.
Yeah. It's something about these movies. you know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
She just trusts him so much.
Yeah, no pressure, Harold. No pressure.
I know, right? No pressure at all. How old do you think she is?
20, yeah.
Oh, at the most. But I mean, think about, so in this, I mean, he's supposed to be a real young guy. I mean, he is pretty young in it, but
he grabs the kid.
It's just brilliant.
I love that the gags, I mean, we've already seen this is like the second really good gag. Okay, this is on this third gag, but none of the gags go too long. I mean, it's a perfect example of just timing.
Well, and he does them perfectly. He doesn't look back to see what he's grabbing before he grabs it. So so you buy it. But one thing that I noticed about this, maybe I should wait to mention this until later, but a lot of the things that happen, like a lot of the lucky and unlucky things, really couldn't happen except in a silent film.
Right, yeah. Oh, yeah, it's definitely movie humor. It's movie jokes. Well,
and if it were a talkie, it wouldn't work, because there would be sound cueing different things happening.
Oh, true. Like if you were at the train station, you'd hear the trains, you'd hear...
Yes.
Yeah, good point.
You'd hear the horse behind you, yeah.
Yep.
Oh, this is the very first money I can scrape up. I'll get her a chain for it. This is such a gift of the Magi moment. I got my girl a great present. Wait.
Yeah, where's the right place?
Yeah. He's a sucker though. Oh my gosh. Harold he's such a sucker in this. And maybe this is my age talking. I'm not that old. But you go to the city to make your fortune and you spend every penny sending jewelry back to your girl. Oh my goodness, dude.
I'm sorry.
I just love her so much.
She has to believe I'm successful.
Until I am. Oh my gosh.
Oh, good old Limpy. He's all for it. It's okay.
Yeah. I liked him. I had to look him up. He just
no. I'll hang on to my albums.
Yeah. Rent for 2 weeks, $14. That's about what our rent is.
This next thing, I'll just wait.
I laughed.
I laughed out
this
loud.
Is genius.
Oh, it's fantastic.
And I still want to know how they did that. Every time I watch it, I still go, how did they do that?
Oh, that is just brilliant. Never would have expected that to come.
No. I really want to know how they did that. I think that's probably one of the best special effects I've ever seen in any movie. I mean, especially as a practical special effect. That is brilliant.
And then this is brilliant. Just to get the seat back. How long does Limpy hang there?
Oh gosh, I think immediately after that he put his feet down and came over and gave good old Harold a whack on the head. Oh, gets a letter every day. My husband said, "Wow, that's amazing. The Post runs on Sunday." I was like, I didn't even think about that. Maybe
probably twice.
Yeah,
there was a time when the mail came twice a day.
And there were no TVs, and yeah. And there were way, way fewer people in the country.
Yeah, true.
You know, this is the only reason I even knew what a lavalier was because of Miss Hannigan.
Oh, I wasn't actually sure. It's just the fancy necklace, right? It's just
essentially
a dangly necklace.
Long, yeah. But no, it's a word that Miss Hannigan uses. I think she's trying to get Daddy Warbucks to buy her a lavalier. Oh no, he says you spend the Christmas presents for the students. You spend the money out buying lavaliers.
I like he writes off the lack of a chain as he just wasn't happy with what they had, so he left it with Tiffany.
But he does tell her where he's actually working.
Yes, he does, but he doesn't tell her exactly what he's doing.
No. I thought it was interesting that he mentioned where he's working, considering how little information he's giving and how much of it is false information. Mm-hmm. I was surprised he actually told her where his real job was. He couldn't have cared more for his job if it had been a position. Oh, man.
Or the Night Watchman.
There's so much quippy stuff in this. And it's funny because there's not a lot of dialogue. I mean, there can't be a lot of dialogue because they have to put up a card for everything. And you get a lot of what they're saying just from gestures and facial expressions and some mouth moving. But there's not a lot of dialogue in it. But the dialogue that's in it is pretty well done.
I've always wondered whether there was an actual script for the silent films.
Well, not according to Singing in the Rain.
Oh, well. Far be it for me.
I know, right?
There we go. The hard of hearing truck driver.
Yes, I recognized this immediately. I knew it was going to happen because I've seen All I Want for Christmas. And they do the same thing. They lock the skeezy boyfriend into the back of the truck with the ice cream guy that can't hear. The longest year the boy ever spent.
He's just
a defeated look.
Exhaustion.
It's so funny because as much bad luck as he has, I guess I don't want to spoil it. Like up to this point, he's had a pretty normal life. And then, oh man, poor guy. Hey. I don't even know what he's saying. I love it. You know what they call that now?
Do tell.
The highway.
Oh, right. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Everybody trying to get to work.
Yep.
Oh, man.
Oh, thank goodness. Oh, wait.
Are you going that
not
way?
Not on the front. Nope. Nope.
These guys just shoving him off. It's so weird.
Nope.
I guess this was really a thing.
Maybe. Why was he even there?
He was saying goodbye to his boyfriend. No, I'm sure he was telling somebody what to do, but this is so funny. Hey, can I hop on the back of your car? Oh yeah, sure. Come around.
Why not?
That's what
think about it. There wasn't much in the way of traffic laws or anything. The automobile had only been around for a couple decades.
Yeah. Yeah, I watched. I kind of kept watching some Harold Lloyd because it's very entertaining, and I got around to watching one called Speedy, and they're talking about the last horse-drawn streetcar in New York, and I mean that's like, wow, what? He's got a crank car. Yeah, they're really called.
Yeah.
They're called Stanleys.
Yeah.
They're Stanley steamers. That's what they are. But yeah, this is the era. I mean, half the people in the country were still driving and riding horses around, I suppose. That's crazy. And he's like bizarrely genius.
Yes.
For a guy with such awful luck, it's like if he didn't spend so much time being lazy, he'd probably be like brilliant and actually run the company.
Oh my gosh.
They shake him and his head just rolls around.
I like they don't even question where this guy came from. He's just, there's a guy laying in the street. Let's take him.
It was a more innocent time. Somebody passed out. You get him on your stretcher and get him to the hospital. Oh my goodness.
This is almost. I almost can't watch this. It's
the
brilliant.
driving?
The driving, yes.
I thought people sitting in the theater in this era.
My God.
It'd be terrifying.
It's like an amusement park ride.
His face every time the guy turns around, he's just
Ah.
Oh my goodness. I love it's just the guy's face.
That is probably one of the best reaction faces I've ever seen.
Oh, so good. And pretty much, yeah, this is the only time I've ever seen that face in a movie and thought it was 100% appropriate to the situation. All right, this is my fashion spiel. No, I don't have one. I don't have anything about the fashion in this movie. I don't know why. Except that it's really entertaining to watch, if baggy.
Now what are you going to do, Harold?
Yeah. It took me a long time to figure out the sign says, you must report in at 8 a.m. sharp.
Yes. And one guy clocked in, it was like a minute after, and it was...
You're going to get fired, yeah.
You'll be lucky if you're not fired.
Like one of my old jobs, gosh. This is that company where you get 30 minutes and you have to eat in the break room and it's a half a block away.
Muscle bound from patting himself on the back.
So is it just me or is he dressed about 2 decades too old? I love the really nicely dressed lady comes up and he's so nice, and the other lady comes up and he just like brushes after her hand.
Oh, you touched me.
Ooh, she's dirty. Again, genius, you know.
Yep, set the clock back. Punch.
And
reset.
What is punch, though?
Oh, yeah, you know what? I did read something about what that really was. That machine, that clocking machine, was built by the company that would eventually be IBM.
Really?
Yeah. And I did read exactly how it punched, and I completely forgot. I'm sorry.
Well, yeah, I'm going to have to live without knowing, at least until after we're done with the episode. I can go look it up. DeVore Department Store. This cracked me up. Also, look at that girl that just handed him that. What is she, 12?
Yeah, she was really young.
So young.
But we didn't have many labor laws. Come on, we still had kids working in the mercantile business. You know.
Yeah. I can't believe he walks along like this for so long. I'm still trying to figure out how I could even get into that position.
I could get into it. I wouldn't be able to get out of
it. There you go. That's what I should have said. It's the shoes. Oh no. It's just genius.
That's how you get out of it.
I was so brilliant. Oh, he's really smart, but it's like, but so weird. Like, this poor guy.
He scared him. Ain't coming down.
Oh, the half holiday and the payoff.
Yeah, they close at 1:00.
Yeah, I saw that. The sign. So you mentioned earlier that they don't drag out stuff too much in this movie. Up until this point, I totally agree. And then there is a gag or two that, well, maybe I felt like they were long the first time I watched them. I'm curious the third time I watched it now. Yeah, now that I've seen it a couple times. If I had a nickel every time somebody grabbed my belt and unwound me. Oh my gosh. Oh. She's so upset. Oh. Sorry, that escaped me. I love that he doesn't notice the
No.
Store closes at 1:00 Saturday. Now, I love it, too. This bell wasn't in any recording or anything. It would have had to have been done live.
Sure.
So they must have had, like, something that told them when to ring a bell.
Right. Well, many of the films would come with sort of timed and everything scores. So the sound effects and things like that.
Yes.
So the organist would know exactly when to play a certain sound effect or to change the tone or whatever. So a film like this, I think, a film that obviously had a lot of production value, I imagine this was the case for something like this.
Mm-hmm.
That it had the timed scores. So yeah, I'm sure it probably had an organist that knew exactly when to ring the bell.
Yeah. Yeah. It's interesting. I think this would be one of those, like, to see one of these played with live music would be really entertaining.
Oh my God, that'd be so much fun.
Oh,
to see this in an audience with a bunch of people.
Yes. Well, and the other movie I mentioned, I didn't, like, when we're watching them for the podcast, like, I tend to be thinking about it a little more technically. Watching the other movie, I just was laughing out loud because the stuff that was happening was just so funny. He goes through all these patterns, and then finally that first pattern, okay, I like this one best, and he kind of he breaks the fourth wall and looks at us. Yeah.
Really?
Oh, no, I just want a sample.
Sample.
I'm impressed he doesn't just backhand her. Of course he couldn't in this era, but, after all of that, oh my goodness. But you know what? Everybody's had that customer, and that's why it's...
Oh, yeah. Anyone's worked in customer service.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Anyone that's worked in customer service has had this day.
Yes. Off goes Bill. Oh, I love he was just shoving him up there, and now they're like nice and tidy.
Perfect, yeah.
And then I love this. This is what every one of us would do. Every last one of us would hide. Lady, the store is closed. Leave us alone. It's funny, in the 20s, the style was a really fair face, and then pretty intense eyelashes.
Yes. And
really dark lipstick. Mm-hmm. So you see these girls on screen, and you really can't tell what age they are. I mean, they could be 15 or they could be 30. Right. Because the makeup is just that really specific style.
Well, and then especially in the films, the makeup was extraordinarily extra harsh in order so everything would show up on the film. So, but
it also, the actual style of the makeup in this era, that really was the style, because that was what was in the film. That was
exactly
what was on the posters.
Yeah.
I did love his exchange with his police officer friend, with them, messing with each other and pushing each other's hats off. They just crack me up. This moment was so Meet the Parents to me. I was
going to say, this joke, this type of joke has been done. I can't remember, but I'm sure I've seen a film just released within the last few years.
Oh,
that did something like
anything with Ben Stiller. I mean, anything with Ben Stiller.
Yeah, actually, a lot of this film has a lot of humor was very Ben Stiller-like.
Yeah. Well, slapstick, I suppose, is what it really is.
Yeah, it's good point.
But it is funny because
I don't know. Don't do it, Limpy. Don't do it.
I love to. I mean, they had to set this up right. He had to be the one on his hands and knees. And I thought it was weird at first. His face.
He hides.
Oh, poor Bill. Aw. So yeah, this guy is not Bill.
This guy's amazing.
Oh, he is. Harold is just the luckiest sucker ever to walk the earth. This poor guy.
This guy's like a human fly. I mean, I'm sure this facade or whatever was constructed.
This is a real building.
Huh?
This is a real building. I looked
This
it up.
is a real building?
This is a real building. This is actually a guy really climbing this building.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that's
Isn't it
amazing.
incredible? So this is in Los Angeles, and that building does still exist. It has a different facade on it now. Oh gosh. That probably is not real.
That is probably that is a fun. Yeah, that's something that we'll get into a little bit later when we get into the big scenes.
But yeah, that police officer there on that ledge, this is a real building.
I'll be dang.
All those people down there watching are really watching. Oh, he takes this with so much more equanimity than most people would.
Oh yeah.
He didn't chase him down and try and beat him with the stalks. You said he's like a human spider, or a human fly. I mean, there was actually a guy they called the human fly.
Yes. Which is probably where that phrase would come from.
I'd never heard of it before. I ended up, well, I suppose I can save some of my information for later, but I did end up starting to look up a bunch of stuff about people climbing buildings. And this building is actually on a Hollywood tour of Harold Lloyd's sites,
nice.
of Harold Lloyd's film sites. Doesn't look the same, but it is the same building.
Gotcha.
Steaks and waffles. They were almost ahead of their time. If it had been chicken and waffles, they'd have been right on.
That's a good meal. 50 cents. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh.
Lavalier chains.
Half off today only. I gotta jump on the sales.
Oh, man. Oh, look at his face. He's so sweet. His 12-year-old girlfriend. I'm convinced. I mean, later events lead me to believe she's very young. Oh.
Yeah, they see a mark.
Yep. Here, come look at this one. What in the... Oh, the thing with the hands. Oh,
yeah.
No.
And the fact that he notices it. And, yeah,
he starts doing it. And now that I know that he's missing his right index finger and his right thumb, it's even more fascinating. $15.50. You just got paid $15.
15.
Oh. This must be nice chains. $15 in this day?
Yeah.
That's like $250. That sounded like a question. It was actually a statement.
50 cents for a whole meal.
I know. Oh. 5 dimes.
There goes the soup. and the chicken.
Bye-bye steak and eggs. Yeah.
I love these visuals, how they visualize this.
Really well. And it's interesting. There has not been a dialogue card in how many minutes?
Yeah.
But we know exactly what's going on.
Yeah. This is just a fantastic example of how to do a film. I mean, it's the show don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
Just tighten it up.
Drunk from Tiffany's
Quote,
via
unquote.
Silverstein. Aw, give Mother the chair. How sweet. I love the motherly concern. Oh.
Young man to be alone.
With so much money. He's fine if he's broke. He can't get into any trouble if he's broke, right?
Yeah, good point. Yeah, like the mom here. You should just leave. You should just go to the city.
Yay! I'm gonna surprise him. He's in danger. The music, I love it.
The sale.
Oh man!
Again, anyone in customer service has had this day.
Oh, this sweet little old lady.
She's someone's grandma.
Either that or she's an evil genius. Oh man. Well, I won't say that I've ever fought over a man like that before, but...
That's a great little slip out of his coat.
So
it was so good.
He's really smart. I love that about it. He's not just like this silly guy that keeps getting in trouble. Like, he gets in trouble, but he gets out of it in like a really clever way.
Yes. Well, and how he does it, and the little stunts that he does, like the slipping out of it, he's so talented, because it just makes it look so effortless. Winner!
Man, I'm a little surprised how much they're fighting over that plaid. Will you hold my cat?
Uh-oh.
Who takes their cat shopping besides me? I mean, it's this a yard and a half. Oh no. I love how mussed he is in this. Like, he's just all mussed up. Oh, no.
Oh, man, you dropped your stole. Poor cat.
Poor cat.
Oh, poor
Go
little
wide.
lady. Go long, lady.
Oh, this is so brilliant.
What? It's so well directed.
Oh, I was just thinking that. The direction is brilliant.
Oh.
Gosh.
Ow.
This I laughed out loud at.
Yes. And you should. It's hysterical.
It's really funny.
Whoops. Look at the way you are appearing. Oh, it's terrible.
How dare you look
Your
so
appearance
sloppy.
so disheveled.
And, like, of course, they've been just ripping his clothes off practically. Poor guy. Well, I say poor guy, but
nice knowing
I
you.
love he's like, good luck, man. Another guy.
Yep.
Stubbs doesn't report him.
Nope.
Aww. Oh man, the hair of the day. I love this. It's such a genius effect.
It is so good. It's so funny.
Oh, look at that part. Did you see that?
What's that?
Oh, he's like telling him, look down.
Oh, yeah,
look at the advertisement.
I like he just stuffs his cone down the back of his shirt as he's trying to hide what he was doing.
I admit the music in this is actually very enjoyable as well. They did a good job.
Yes. What?
He's like so goofy.
It is really sweet that he is so just fantastic. He's so happy to see her.
Yes.
It doesn't sink in for the longest time the trouble he's really in by having her here.
You're wonderful position.
Oh, right.
Oh.
Naughty, naughty.
I love how he plays this off. Okay. What?
Yes. Pish posh, young man, yes.
Go on with your duties.
Nice catch.
Can't you give her package? She's in a hurry. Give it to her now. I love their confusion and how it's so underplayed. They're just like, what? Her just blind adoration of him is what makes me think she's so young. Not because no woman can ever have blind adoration for any man. It's because of she just like lets him sweep things under the rug so easily. She like doesn't even question anything.
Maybe it's kind of the small town girl kind of thing.
Probably and youth, yeah.
What?
Well, I was here the whole time. I don't know what you're talking about.
This is like one of the greatest episodes of Are You Being Served?
Yeah. Oh no. Or Faulty Towers. How he's constantly trying to get out of it, and it's like, just deal with it. You'll be fine.
It's just I could watch the exploits of these people in this department store.
Yes. For all day.
All day, yeah.
What?
Show me? What?
Did you catch that his name in the movie is also Harold Lloyd?
It is, yes. Uh-huh.
Yeah. It's interesting. And I thought for a moment, well, maybe he's not well known enough for them to, bother changing his name. But I think by now he was actually pretty well known.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, based on just the plaque or the opening credit.
I remember reading that his characters were often Harold or Lloyd.
Yes,
or whatever.
yeah. I noticed that actually. The other stuff that I've been watching, he's often called Harold.
It's just his thing.
Yeah. Don't forget who you're watching. It's me, Harold Lloyd.
Exactly. You want that name recognition.
Yeah.
You don't want to say, well, was that name's guy that was in that Harold Lloyd film? Nope. Again, the nervous, all his nervous habits.
It's just looking all over for it, and it's in his mouth.
Nope. That's the phone.
Yeah. Working in your shirt sleeves. It's like the 1800s again.
Yeah.
Women of culture and
refinement. Oh my gosh, yeah, the women. Oh my.
They've never seen a man in shirt sleeves. It's so offensive. Only a blue-collar worker would work in his shirt sleeves. Another complaint of this nature will get along without your services. It reminds me. It reminds me of the TV show about Selfridges. Is it Selfridges? I think it's Selfridges in London. Just all of the, you have to dress right to work in a department store, and you have to wear the right gloves to work in a department store. And it still is going on in the 1920s. It's incredible. And now, nobody cares. Yeah, you have to dress nicely enough, but, you don't say sir and madam and put on gloves to help them with things.
Right, yeah. Well, there was a time when you would put on your Sunday best and your gloves and everything to even go shopping.
Go shopping, yeah. See, if it were me, I wouldn't say I want to see your office. I'd say I want to redecorate your office. It is the wife's prerogative. This is genius. You don't think about what a comic actor Stubbs is, but
no,
that's really well done.
Everyone in this film has just a fantastic sense of timing, and
yes,
they are all just fantastic comedians in their own right.
Mm-hmm. Either that or just exceptionally directed.
Yes.
I love her. Oh, but I wanted to see your office.
Yeah, the toying while she twiddles his kind of buttons.
The tie.
And, yeah.
Just a peek. Oh, and his face. Every time he looks away from her, just that dread.
She does look at him with that, just that complete admiration, but she also has him wrapped around her finger.
Oh, yes. She has to touch everything. Get your grubby paws off my paper, girl. Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah, you rang? Now, this kid looks like he's 12.
Yeah. He's probably 17. And it's his first job ever. He's the nephew of the general.
Yeah, that's exactly what he looks like.
Yep. Oh, yeah. I look like Felix the cat right then.
Bribed him. I missed that the first time I watched it. I must have looked down. I missed the bribe. I wonder where we got that $1 from.
Oh, wait for it. And gets it right back.
Oh, that is brilliant. Oh, I did miss that. Oh, that's fantastic.
She's so excited about it. She's so weird. But I suppose, there's no TV in this time period. There's no...
Right.
These are the movies.
Yeah, she's coming from the small town where there's just nothing like this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Where's my $1?
Oh my goodness.
Duh.
It would be Stubbs.
Of course.
I love that he doesn't ask about the young girl in there with him.
Right.
Yes, sir. He's just the luckiest sucker.
Yeah. Bat for the fences here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
No, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, it looks like he's gonna cry.
Yeah. He would make a very good vampire, though, I think.
Oh, he would. He does. Practically Barnabas Collins.
Mm-hmm.
Whoops.
Oh, man. All the doors open. I love it.
And then, again, quick thinking.
Yeah. And they all look at each other.
Why are we here?
I don't know. I don't know.
So great. I try them out.
Oh my goodness, this. I've got a surprise for you. Oh, I love it. Because you thought, how is he going to get out of this? She fainted. And yeah, that's like the only good excuse for being in the manager's office is a lady fainted on the sales floor.
Right.
You have to take her somewhere quiet.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Don't fix my face.
No, give me just a moment.
That's great. Let's go.
Oh, just a minute, my hair. Oh my goodness. It just pushes it back out.
Where did that glass go?
Haven't you seen The Cheap Detective? It went into his drawer.
Should be fine.
How does she know that?
Yeah.
How does she know how much money he made?
Who knows what he's been putting in those letters every day?
Yeah. Well, and obviously, if he can afford to send her, $35 in lavalier and chain.
Yes.
Won't you please get it for me? Bat, bat, bat.
Yeah, you can't see her eyes, but she was bad.
She's doing it.
Yes, dear.
I'll be right back. Just sit right here. This I love it. It doesn't get old. It never gets old. Oh,
I'm gonna do it. Gonna go in.
No. Just casual.
No, that's not gonna work. It's gonna charge.
I'd give $1,000. I love how
that's a lot of money.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Holy cow! Yeah, that is a lot of money. What is that? Somebody do some math quick. What's $1,000 divided by 15? That's how many weeks of pay that is. Yeah. I have a friend that can do something amazing. I love the acting doesn't change from here through the 50s. The way he leans forward on the desk and they sit back in surprise. I mean, it just stays the same for 3 decades. It could be Cary Grant or, it could be anybody.
Yeah.
Better be right. I forgot my purse. Well, of course, that's where Bill will be.
In case you're still curious, $1,000 in 1923 would be equivalent to almost $15,000 today.
Yeah. So it's pretty good money.
Uh-huh.
It's enough to put down on a house. Actually, back then you would have been able to buy a house for that. Yeah. Even for $1,000, probably. Again, the luckiest sucker. Mrs. Van Buren, have this young man send your car home. I'll be so glad to have you ride over to the club with me. That was my audition.
That's very good. Very good.
Thank you. I was trying out for Barefoot in the Park. A minor role. I love this. I'll send you home in the car. He is just the luckiest sucker ever.
He's got the brains to be rich because he's just so quick on how he thinks.
Yes, exactly. But try to imagine him working on a long-term plan.
Good point.
Everybody I know gets married the day that they have enough money to do it.
Uh-huh. Whoa.
I love that. I laughed so hard. I was like, yeah, don't jinx it now.
It's just a fantastic close to a scene.
Oh.
He submerged it.
Does this guy actually have a name in the movie?
I don't think so.
This is the drunk guy.
Yep. Yeah, he's been hitting a nerve tonic too, I think.
Death-defying thrill.
Mystery man.
I love he just starts laughing. Wait, what? Why is he laughing?
I love this. Look at the time. This guy.
Yeah, this guy.
This guy's got a face.
I like, though, that he remembers so well what Bill looks like.
Yes. He just keeps his paper.
Yeah. I love the drunk guy. Come on, everybody. We're going to go watch him climb a building. Man with no face. I did look around to see if I could figure out what building they shot for this. I wasn't able to find it. But it looks a lot like one of the tallest buildings. I think it was in the 1880s. The tallest building was a bank building, I think, in Chicago. And it looks a lot like the art that they drew. Of course, the building doesn't exist anymore.
Right.
And obviously we know as it climaxes, you know, they weren't necessarily right in the middle of Los Angeles.
Right. Can't do it. Cop's gonna get me.
Maybe I can ditch him. I wonder what he's gonna say. And I love he gets interrupted right away.
1 second, I'll be right with you. Yeah. Quite the day, huh? Mm-hmm. Get a better view here. Yeah, I'm good.
Can you do it? Or just do it? Wait a minute. Oh my goodness. I've seen this before. I love... Oh no!
Something's happened right over here.
Quick, come with me. I saw it. It went in the tool shed. Oh.
This
whistle.
This is great.
He's so smart.
Sees the shadows.
The shadows.
Brilliant.
Oh my goodness.
And he's like, he just tries to like almost refuse to believe that it's there.
It's like, if I just pretend that nothing weird is going on.
Again,
so funny.
That was amazing how what he did.
It really is good. It's funny because I hadn't thought about the fact that there's no cut.
No, it's just seamless.
Yeah.
If there is, it's seamless.
I don't
if
think
it's not, it's
I
seamless.
I think he just did the stunt. Or whoever did the stunt did the stunt.
Ladies.
I love that. Hello, ladies. Did you hear about this guy that's gonna climb up this building?
He's got no face.
I love this.
Notice how that guy stands too. He's always at like about a 15-degree angle forward. It's like, how does he keep that balance?
Oh my goodness. I carry chalk around in my pocket.
Yep. This is great. This would only work in a movie. Oh, sorry.
I love him pointing at it. Oh my gosh. Tracy stands there laughing. Oh. Oh, good times. Let's whistle and back away.
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
2 minutes. Great plan. What could possibly go wrong?
Nothing could possibly go wrong. It's brilliant. It's genius.
I'll do it.
It's just one floor. Come on. You're a spry young fella. You're sure? Only one floor.
All right. All right. You? Yep, me.
So many of these, like the jokes are really predictable, but they are still funny. Like that one. I love he just turns it into just stretching, limbering up. Oh my goodness. And then as soon as he starts to climb, it's like, oh my goodness. I thought his shoes look so scuffed up doing that. Oh my gosh. So I did do a little research, and the man that was called the Human Fly, he would climb buildings in normal, like, street clothes and shoes. He didn't have any special equipment or anything like that. He just would climb in what he's wearing. And in this day and age, which is the time that he was actually climbing and, you know, up the Woolworth building and the Sears Tower and things like that, he was climbing in this kind of an outfit. It's just crazy.
That's one of the things I thought of, and we'll see shots of him later. If this just these dress shoes, and I'm thinking, I can't walk along the sidewalk in dress shoes without slipping and sliding sometimes. So, nope, spotted.
Mm-hmm. Oh no, he sees me pose. This is I love the background of this is a real street in Los Angeles. Mm-hmm. And, you know, obviously, you know, eventually you can kind of figure out how they're doing parts of it, but that's a real place.
Right. Well, this is fun that we'll can start talking about now, is to do some of these stunts and everything to kind of give the added height and everything. They would actually build like facades on top of a shorter buildings. They would build. They'd go to the roof of a small building.
Yes.
And build a facade of the larger building.
I love he's just like, hey, I'm here, and then the cop pops out.
And they just keep doing that on several buildings or whatever to keep giving them the scale of the look like they were going higher and higher.
Mm-hmm. Just go one more floor so I can ditch the cop.
Don't look down.
Oh my goodness, yeah. Don't look down. I love him tipping his hat. So he, slips and stuff. It's worth mentioning that Jack brought it up. He's doing this climbing with 8 fingers. He's doing these stunts with 8 fingers.
Good point.
So already pretty darn impressive. And
peanuts.
Oh my goodness. These pigeons made me mad. Like, they got me upset. And I'm not even in the movie. I was like, oh, you stupid pigeons. I have issues with pigeons, so I'll tell that story someday.
Well, you think, too, these aren't exactly like trained pigeons. These are probably starved pigeons, and here's the food.
Oh my gosh. That's a horrifying thought, but true.
And he's got to deal with them, and they're probably completely unpredictable, too.
Yeah.
So everything you see here is just him
trying to get this pigeon off his head.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Or 2, or 3,
or
4.
Oh my gosh. Did you just say that's enough?
That's enough with the pigeons.
Oh no. What is he?
Pop.
Oh! Nice.
Scares him off.
Well done.
It is.
Yay! All the shop girls hanging out the window. Oh, you're so amazing. You're doing so well.
Now, those long shots there where he's actually going up the building, they would use a stunt man. In fact, this guy here that plays Bill Limpy or whatever his name is apparently one of the men that they used
to actually do the climbs.
Uh-huh.
That is interesting. I read that they had a promotional set up in Los Angeles for this movie, and they had a guy wearing a placard climbing a building in Los Angeles, and he actually fell and died.
Ooh.
While promoting this movie with the title on a placard on his
cool. That's a shame.
Yeah. And so then I had to look and see, the guy's name was Harry Young, and I had to look and see if that was the guy that played Bill or any other characters. It didn't seem to be.
Yep. Okay.
Just a building climber. Not just a building climber, obviously. That's very sad, but not anybody that we seem to see on the screen. How in the world did a net fall out? I mean, really?
The sporting goods floor.
Yeah, but who hangs nets out sporting goods floors windows? Oh my goodness.
Bill Struther plays his friend Bill here. Limpy Bill.
Yes.
Yeah. Bill Struther was also... Yeah, he did some of the climbing, as well as others. I think there was more than one.
Yes. It's just... Take the net off. It's okay. Oh, the genius of the drunk.
Uh-huh.
Drunken genius.
Yep. Thank you, sir. Would not have figured that out.
Mm-hmm. You think? Oh, my goodness. Oh, I can't believe he's still climbing.
Did you take care of that?
Aw, what a nice girl. Take the net off.
I like he's been able to keep his hat on this entire time.
Yes, I actually thought of that many, many times while watching his movies. His hats stay on, and it's just got to be because you used to buy a hat that was made for you, so it actually fit your head.
Higher?
I have to admit, I don't think Bill is that bright in this movie.
No.
He could have just laid low for a little while, and the cop would have, probably figured that he left.
Find a good broom closet somewhere.
Yes, exactly. The way he's climbing, I'm like, oh. I've done rock climbing before, and you all right? Did it scare you? Oh, his shoes are just going to be destroyed. It's all right. You can do it. Keep going. Oh my goodness. How nice of them to encourage him.
I'll admit it. Watching some scenes in this film, it does kind of give me the willies a little bit because I do not have a head for heights like on a sheer edge or looking over an edge, a ledge. I am not good with that kind of thing.
Me neither.
If there's a railing in front of me, I don't have an issue or anything. But if there's just like that sheer drop look, my God, my stomach just falls.
Even with the railing, I can't handle it. But I've done enough climbing and rappelling that if I'm facing the wall, I'm good. If I'm facing it away from the wall, you might as well just drop me. Oh my goodness.
Oh, I can't even watch videos online. You see these people that are climbing to the top of like some giant crane and with their camera and they're hanging all over, and I'm like, I can't watch it. So yeah, there are moments when I see him and I know he's not going to fall and I know he's not 10 stories over, but I see him slip and it's like, ah!
Oh my gosh! Yes! Oh my goodness. What are you doing? Get out of here. I love how it's like, oh, poor guy. And just this one floor and you'll be through.
Yeah.
Just one floor. You said that before.
You be there or I will be through. And again, it's that perfect tension music. Yeah,
yes, that's exactly what I was thinking. Music is so tense. They're in her wedding dress.
Uh-huh, all dressed in white. I wondered
then, what was that?
I guess she was too busy getting ready for her wedding. She didn't hear all the news about the mystery man.
She doesn't care about the paper. She's getting married today.
That's true. Yep.
So this set was on the top of a 9-story building.
Yes. But he's only, say, 6 feet from the top of the... Yeah.
He's not...
not 100.
Side. Yeah.
But it's done really well. I mean, it's some great trick photography.
Yes.
Or not even trick photography, kind of forced perspective, I suppose, or something.
Yeah. Why didn't he just climb in?
The classic scene. This is
and he did lose his hat finally.
Yeah, finally. This scene is apparently pretty much what this film is remembered for, is the clock scene here.
Understandably, because holy cow.
Well, and for the longest time, people really didn't know how it was done. It wasn't revealed how they did it, that they were building these things on top of other buildings or whatever. That wasn't revealed to the public for the longest time. In fact, a lot of this stuff didn't come out until after Harold Lloyd had passed away.
Wow. You're like, oh my gosh, he's gonna slip.
Oh
my goodness. gosh. Help me. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was thinking he's not going to be able to pull that guy up by himself.
This is another gag I could see coming.
Oh, his face. Oh no, no. Oh, again. Oh, like, oh. And then he'd go right back to chasing. Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Forget that they may have dropped a guy to the
Seriously.
To the street.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
Oh
no, the foot. Oh, this is the worst to me. Trying to pull the foot loose. Oh, that gives me the chills.
Yeah.
Oh.
I can't help but get a little, my palms get sweaty.
Yes. Well, and he's filming that. Like you said, he may not be, 100 feet up in the air, but he's actually filming that himself.
Yes.
Oh.
And he's still, say, he could be as many as 10 feet off of, probably just like a mattress.
Yes.
But,
yeah, they didn't have the big air mattress inflated ones
right. Yeah.
English. I couldn't. They hadn't even invented English yet.
Yeah, there's no wires that you could digitally remove or airbrush out or anything.
Yeah, and if it's showing his face, it's his face. They're not adding his face later. Make the next floor. Oh my gosh. Make the next floor faster.
Having trouble ditching this cop.
Oh man.
The dog might fall.
The words of a true dog lover.
Yep. Ooh. Shocking.
Oh, he's tied the dog off. Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, the spring. Every time he gets hooked on something, I'm like, oh. Yep. Oh my gosh. Oh no.
All right, can't go that way.
Harold, I'm coming.
That is dizzying looking, though.
Mm-hmm.
Really is.
The ledges. Oh. It goes back to rock climbing. You're like, oh, those are so hard to reach around. Oh my goodness. And then
Yeah, you're pretty much seeing just the moments right before I would fall.
Yeah. I was reading that some of the building climbers, they would pretend to slip to just draw bigger crowds.
Oh,
so they'd pretend, and so they'd hang down and. Oh my goodness! The mouse.
Woohoo!
Every time I've had a mouse in my trousers, this is how I've reacted. Oh. The worst part, it's not the mouse in the trousers, it's that it tickles. Yay, he's dancing, you're amazing. Oh my gosh. No! Yay! The mouse survives! Oh, this. Yeah, I've seen this before. He gets up faster than he ever has before. That's motivation is why.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Oh, there are no grips in this picture. Oh, it's so awful. There, okay. His head's like stuck under there. There's nowhere to go. You can't lean back, you know? Oh my gosh. Oh,
he looks like such a slight man, but he has really got to be nothing but muscle to do some of this stuff and be able to pull himself up the way he does.
Yeah, nothing but muscle.
Calm down.
Oh my
Again,
goodness.
you could see the stuff coming. And
I'm in terror that he's just gonna like think he's not at the top and just go back down again. I'm like, no, you're up there. Just all you have to do is go over the side. No, don't climb back down.
You come up. Me?
Stop making me go back to the left. No, come up inside.
Oh,
How did
God.
that rope get up there?
Yeah, why is that there? Oh, that's the flagpole right on the edge, isn't it? There's a flagpole there.
Oh, when his foot slips over and... Oh my gosh. Those shoes, those are the ones you have trouble walking on the street.
Yeah, well.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
he scuffed him up with a dime or something.
Oh my gosh. Again, I actually laughed out loud. Oh, hey, we're okay.
It's a pretty steamy kiss.
Aww.
Yeah, oh, I'm fine.
Yeah, that was nothing.
Oh, shucks.
Jeez.
I love this. I love this. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. That is so funny.
At least. Oh. I was so scared that the rope would still be around his foot.
This is great too. The tar. Oh my god.
He doesn't even notice anything else but her.
That is brilliant. Yay!
Oh gosh. Lovely. Well done.
Oh.
So here's my question.
Brilliant.
Did he get to keep the whole $1,000?
Yes. Does he still? Does Bill still get a cut?
That's I suppose he was there for encouragement. Maybe he should get like 10%.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, that was Safety Last.